All right, now, so Tanya has an issue. She felt like, and I don't know who did this yet, but she felt like she was single shamed at work.
Well, to be honest, it happens a lot.
At work?
At work and outside of work.
I agree with you.
And I'll tell you what happened. So it was I plan my days kind of like I look the day before and I plan my schedule. Like just because I'm single doesn't mean I don't have
Things to do.
A lot of things to do. Appointments made, things that I make a day in advance.
Right.
So there was a last minute meeting called that morning. It was like for like 4:30 p.m. that day. And I had my workout scheduled. I had a wax scheduled after my workout. And then I had a friend come over for dinner, so I had to stop at the grocery store. So I had like my full day planned.
You realize that sounds like the most heavenly life ever.
Yeah.
Well, that's my prerogative.
This is part of the shaming.
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm like, that sounds like the greatest day. That sounds like a retirement day.
But so Patty could not make it to the meeting because she had to go pick up her kids.
Right.
Which is totally fair. And I think that's she
and
should be.
You couldn't make it because you had a waxing appointment.
And my workout scheduled.
And so
I was met with more force of like, you can't just change your workout. And I was like, no, I had this planned. This is the last minute. I always put my work first. I always plan my schedule around my work. But when things are called last minute, like my excuse is no different than anybody else's excuse. I have my things planned.
I can't totally agree with you on that.
I know, because I made
Patty's
mine work.
responsibility and yours are different.
I
and you
rearranged
can totally move
my
that.
day.
You can totally move that. By the way, I spent all my life moving stuff around, so you can move. I'm sorry. I get it, but those things are not the same responsibility as picking up your kids.
I'm not saying it's the same responsibility.
But you're arguing the same point.
But here's the thing. Just because I don't have kids yet and I want them doesn't mean that like I shouldn't be having the same.
But I have kids and I still rearranged my day though. Like I adjusted it for that day.
I think it's a question of how bad do you want this job? I mean, listen.
No, it doesn't have to do with that.
How much sacrifice do you want to make?
It's not. It is so not. Because I'm very committed to this.
So did you go to the meeting or not?
I did.
And you canceled these appointments?
I did.
I don't feel a lot of bad for you. I really, truly don't.
But here's the thing. That was an isolated incident, but it happens constantly. And it's always like if you, let's say I wanted to like spend my money on something. It's like, don't you have better things to spend your money on? And I'm like, well, I'm allowed to do what I want to do.
Single shaming happens in a way that people are like, we've got to get you married. That's like what people do to me. That we've got to get you married.
Oh, that must be so annoying.
Well, you do it all the time, Sissany.
I never say that to you. No.
It's 800-520-1027. A lot of opinions on this. I got Universal Studios tickets next, too. Hang on. There's an article about how to avoid, you're talking about work and you being invited to a meeting and being single shamed because you had appointments and couldn't make it to the meeting. Like Patty couldn't make it to the meeting because she had to pick up her kids. And you feel like you having a workout scheduled should equally qualify you for not going to the meeting.
To me, my workout is like a therapy session. Does that make sense?
Understand.
So like for me, it's my mental health more than like
but
workout.
It is adjustable. It is adjustable.
But then I lose money. And that's not fair.
But when you come to work, you make it.
Yeah.
So,
it's all about priorities. It's like.
And by the way, no one pulls these last-minute meetings on you all the time. This was like an isolated one time, I think.
Yeah. But also it happens like when you're trying to make plans with like your friends and you're like, oh, I can't Friday night. Like I have like time. I'm just having alone time on Friday night. It's like you're always expected to just like wiggle
Just for
around.
your own sanity, don't schedule alone time on Friday night. Like that's the worst night of the week to schedule alone time. This is my life lesson to you. Don't plan your single time on a Friday night. Like, that's really.
Oh my God.
That's really a rabbit hole. Morgan, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're great. So you're saying self-care is important, but it's different than having kids to pick up from school.
It is. In my opinion, whenever you become a parent, that is your main job.
Yeah.
Your 9 to 5 is kind of a means to an end. And, I would love to do self-care whenever, but, ultimately that can be rescheduled.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
I don't either.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Bye. Hi, Kendall. How are you this morning?
I'm doing pretty well. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. So what do you have to say about this?
So I've been listening in on this, and I kind of have to side with Tanya on this. because I don't think that it's fair for anyone else to decide how Tanya spends her time outside of work. Now, I think if she would have said, I have an obligation or something like that, I think people's minds would have been changed a little bit. I think it's because they find working out and waxing to be extracurricular.
You should use words like
words.
conflict. I have a conflict.
Right,
Okay.
right. I don't have to be.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I think I'm a little bit too open. I think I should say I have an appointment. I can't
Instead of saying I have hot yoga at 4:15, you should just say I have a conflict at that point.
I have a prior obligation, and people would have been like, "Oh, okay."
I have a stationary
but maybe
bike
it's not so much
conflict.
anybody's business what her conflict was,
Yeah.
but because of what she said, I feel like people kind of are saying, "Well,
They were
that's
quick
not
to
enough
judge.
for her to get out of the meeting."
I will say the exercise I have also. Thank you for calling, Kendall. Exercise I have tried to put into my brain as important as work.
For sure.
So that because I think it does keep you mentally sort of focused and on track. But I do move it around based on what we have obligations for.
Of course. And I do that too. But I was just saying.
Patty, do you think that you having to pick up the kids and her having a workout conflict are the same?
They are not the same.
That's all I need.
But
That's all I need.
She said
but we are in no business to judge Tanya for what she does with her time. If she chooses
Correct.
to miss the meeting, that's her decision
Right.
to miss the meeting.
Right. We
Yeah.
just
And then-
remember.
Then that's your decision to remember. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
Right.
I'm making decisions all day.
Then if you want to remember this, then that's your problem to remember.
Right.
You know,
But
that's-
let's be clear. I didn't go to the meeting.
yeah, you did.
So-
Yeah, because Ryan had a conflict.
Because I had conflict.
You never go to the meeting.
I did meetings for 20 years, okay? The meetings, I trust me, I know what the meetings are about. Tanya, you're not there yet. You're almost, but not yet.